respect them more. But we still have a long way to go before we start treating each other equal, and the men will also start respecting independent women. A lot of men don't like independent women as their partners because they get intimidated, or they can't appreciate their careers, or they can't appreciate their personalities, or they can't appreciate their sexual desires, or anything around that. So we have a long way to go. अभी 50 साल लगने हैं यार वहाँ.
I also want to add to this because I write also sometimes, and I've been writing for a while now, and once I wrote something about the third kind, and it doesn't mean like about gender, but as much as we sorry to use the harsh term, as much as we bash men, but we need to also understand that these men are also coming from women. If
Of course.
their mothers
Absolutely.
or their better halves or their partners are setting a certain kind of boundary which they feel अच्छा ये तो चलता है, like this is doable, this is the definition of available, or this is the definition of this is how I'm supposed to respect or treat a woman. I'll give you a very small example. When a cake cutting ceremony is arranged in an office, the guy who has his birthday will cut the cake and will
pass it on to women.
Pass it on to the women to cut in the more spaces.
Yeah.
This is all conditioning. This is also coming from our mothers, our sisters, and how we have trained them that okay, this is what
completely.
For women.
Completely. I think it's time that we stop blaming men for how they treat everybody. I think it's time that we as women also take charge of how our boys are trained completely. So if my parents treated my brother differently than me, then my mother is equally to be blamed because she's also a woman. And that now I think your generation can change with making sure that the next generation of boys are. We've started training our girls to say go be independent, but we haven't started training our boys to say respect independence in women. So training or sensitization दोनों तरफ चाहिए, and that I think needs to start happening now. Last almost 2 decades or so, we've been hammering the fact that we want to be more independent, we want to express ourselves, we want to be financially independent, etc. But nobody's worked on the other side, which is the men and the boys, and that I think needs to start now, because that's when the overall ecosystem